Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review for the month of Halloween. And this is one of the three films I wanted to review closer to Halloween. So, it's a film that came out last year, and I saw this with my brother because we were both interested in seeing it. And the film was a huge hit, and now come by next year, it's gonna be have a sequel released. And I like the film because I liked the premise of the film, and that is of from last year is the slasher hit Happy Death Day. Like I said, it released came out at a good time. It was released last year in the month of October, but about a budget of about 5 million. The film was a huge hit. Made about I think it was like 50 some million domestically and worldwide, over 100 and I think about 120 million. So the film was a huge hit. And of course, it was released under with Universal and Blumhouse. So Blumhouse, from making all these huge hit horror films, like this, for the makers of Get Out, The Purge, and The Visit, all those released under Universal. So also the thing with Blumhouse as well. But Blumhouse has been having real success, been making real success, and just recently with Halloween 2018, that was a huge hit as well. So Universal has been having a good year. So, but Happy Death Day. I like the film because I was interested when I saw the trailer about it. It was the premise about a girl being stalked by this killer, and he's reliving the same day over and over again, just like Groundhog Day. And they call it was like Groundhog Day meets Scream, which I do like, because kind of takes on the plays on Scream as well. So, but mixed with Groundhog Day, and I like the premise of the film. So that was the thing that was why I kept watching the film. And I thought our lead actress, Jessica Roth, I thought she did a really good job in the film as this character named Tree, or short for Teresa. I thought she did a really good job, and I like how the way her character is and how which goes through the entire film. Because in this film, she's a college student, and she's not a very good person. She's selfish. Um, things for herself. She condescends people for things, and mean, whatever. Just only things for herself, and even because it was a birthday, and she doesn't want to talk to her dad, and even she said she's going to having like an affair with this doctor who's a doctor teacher or whatever, and so she does also think she's just like not a good person because when she tells this guy Carter meets, she's not a good person. She admits that. But with how the film, when she goes through later throughout the whole entire film, she tries to make amends. Just trying to be a good person because she realizes what she is. And she wants to turn over a new leaf and be a good person. But so that's why I like how this character goes through. So that makes that a positive part on it, especially when the actress does a good job in the film as well. So, and what opens up is just like what first I like with the Universal Studio logo. It also kind of rewinds back to play the intro over again, just repeating Groundhog Day. So, but it opens up with her. She's in this dorm room with this guy Carter. The guy get the guy's name. Is Ezreal Broussard? Mispronounce the name, but I thought he did fine as well. And he wakes up in his room, and she wakes up with a headache and all that stuff. And when she leaves, this guy thinks it was the guy's roommate. He's like, "Oh, he was fine vagina, whatever." And when she walks out, and just going through it because it's a birthday as well. She has this ringtone. Hey, it's a birthday, man! You gotta pick up the phone. Um, and it goes through her whole day with her, her sorority house, and this guy that kind of like she thinks another guy I think she goes out with, I think, was which she was, which I kind of swear I think was the character, which you'll find out later. I'll explain though. But I swear the guy kind of looked like director Eli Roth, just how he looked. I was like, was that an Eli Roth impersonator? It kind of looked like him, um, but and then it's her birthday. Like during the night, she's walking by herself, and she sees this tunnel where there's this little music box is playing Happy Birthday, and there's this person, there's the killer in this baby face mask, and she runs and she gets killed, and then she wakes up in the same day, wakes up in the bed in the dorm room for Carter's, and first she thought like what's going on, and repeats the same events, with a sorority and with the guy, the older guy, the doctor who's having an affair with, and me with Carter again, and then she goes back in that same tunnel again where she sees the music box again. So she turns around back to the house and it's a surprise party, and then she's like dancing with it. Goes this guy drives her to his room, and the killer's there, stabs him, and tussles with a tree, then kills her with this broken pieces of a bong, and then she wakes up again. Now she's starting to realizing she's living the same day over and over again. And Carter, which the other day he's a good guy as well because she was explaining because she slept in she slept in his bed because hey, you were drunk, you were wasted, so I didn't take advantage of you, so I slept on the couch, whatever. So it shows he's a very decent guy. He didn't do any of that stuff. So, and he also now he takes believes that what she's saying, that she's reliving the same day, and it was the point where she boards up. She stays in her room, and when she boards up the door or whatever, and the killer's there, gets stabbed again. But she tells Carter that if you are really the same day over and over again, and make a list of suspects, and give this a song. I've heard the song before, where she's doing this montage of dying over and over again to see any suspects. Like she says that the first goes the guy that thought was an Eli Roth impersonator, but it's not him because he found he's homo. He's watching a video on homos or whatever, but she's stabbed, and she suspects where the lead sorority the bitchy sorority girl who runs the place, and she finds this a birthday card which she found earlier. Tosses in the street, and they both get hit, or another there was another person I forget, but that's hard. But and when she talks with Carter again, but also she comes to realize that the killer may be she sees on the TV on the news that there's this murderer named Toombs. Yeah, a guy named Toombs. He's killed other girls, so she suspects that he's the one who's doing it. And at one point she's doing when she's dying too many times. I like the fact that she actually has a limit on, because each time she dies it takes a toll on her. Where one time she wakes up she's in the hospital, and the guy she's kind of cheating with, the doctor, it shows X-ray that all this scar tissue in your chest, whatever, it shows that you should be dead. So now she knows that she can't keep on doing this for very long, or else she will actually die. She can't keep on dying like that. And then the guy gets stabbed by the killer, and she's running to the parking lot. She gets a car, and then she gets pulled over she thinks she's safe because she's far away from it, but she gets pulled by a cop, and she says she kind of make a faking a confession that she's drunk or high or whatever, so she can get arrested. So if she gets put in jail, she thinks she'll be safe then. So she's put back in the police car. Then the cop gets run over, and the killer, like the gas leaking and drops which is usually it's like always a match, to light the fire. It's actually a birthday candle to light the gas. So she gets blown up, and we awaken once again, and then she goes and she tells Carter that she's not a good person and all this terrible stuff that she's done and all this, and she's trying to make amends, like or there's a scene where there's her and a sorority sister group or whatever are outside talking, and there's this girl being mean to her because she has chocolate milk, and Tree takes that chocolate milk and just dumps it on the bitchy sorority sister who runs the place. She just dumps all over her. I was like, yeah, because she is a bitch. She deserves that. And then you get to a good moment where because all this time she's been ignoring her dad because she's been dealing with the grief of the death of her mother because her mother shared the same birthday. She died. She's been grieving all this time. That's why she's been ignoring her dad. So you get a good part where she goes to her dad and talks to him, and it was a good moment for the character, to patch things up with her dad. It was. And then she has even before that though, because the scene of the hospital, back at the hospital, because the guard gets killed, and Carter gets his neck snapped, and she had a chance to kill the guy, but even if she kills him, Carter will still be dead. So another good for the character is that she puts his life ahead of her, so she kills herself or to relive the same day again, so that he can still live. So that was another good thing for the character, to thinking of him, not just herself. But like I said, she's patching things up, and then she's now ready to take on this guy. Lets the guard go, and then she goes towards where first she didn't trigger because the safety's on, and then she takes advantage of this blackouts because throughout the whole series of Reliving the Same Day, there's always this scene where all the power goes off for like a few moments. So she takes advantage of that, and then gets a drop of saying, the safety is not on this time, and she shoots him. And then she thinks everything's better, and then she's with Carter and having her birthday cupcake given by her roommate. And then when she wakes up, it's the same day again. So she realized that it was that she died in her sleep because of that cupcake. Because here's the twist is that it was her roommate all along. I think it was a character Lori. Because she was the killer the whole time. Because also she used that guy, the killer, as a scapegoat because she also worked in the hospital. So used him to divert suspicion from her, so that way she wouldn't suspect. I think it was him all along. But throughout the whole time that all day she was reliving her dying, that was her the whole time. She's the one who's been killing her all those times. And because you see also because when I mentioned all this time when she's living the same day, she goes back to her room and her friend is giving her a cupcake for her birthday, and she either throws it away or sets it down. Whatever, she never eats it. So she, well, I'll get to that second though. But she realizes that she poisoned it. That's why she died in her sleep. And because the reason why Lori wants to kill her because she also likes that guy that because even though when she's patching things up with her dad and making herself a good person, she also dumps that guy, the doctor he was kind of an affair with. Her roommate Lori also liked him as well and have a little thing with him. So that's why, because he preferred Tree over her. That's the reason why. But of course the whole thing is that because of the besides that she didn't eat the cupcake, she had to find other ways to kill her. So it was like it was. I also kind of found the feeling that it was like all the times the killer was there going after Tree, like she like he know like the she know. I was calling to say the roommate because that was the killer the whole. She was the killer all the time. So she knew all these exact places where she'd be and like how would she get there? Because even with the part where she was boarding up her room, staying in there to be safe. Did she know that she would be in there boarding up the room and just be because she was already in the bathroom popping out? So how would she know to be in there, or or um or being to run over the cop, whatever? Just like I wanted to say like using like Jason Voorhees, like from Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason all of a sudden you see him just teleporting. This is why I would say because I guess the killer she has the ability to teleport because she knows where she's gonna be at every time. Even where how is she's gonna be known for the one thing where she was boarding up her room and just being there the whole time, and how she knew that she was gonna be in there. So that's the thing. Being she like the killer being known that being the teleporter where she's gonna be at and all that stuff. That's a kind of like got me scratching my head. It's like okay, she has the ability to teleport her where she knows where she's gonna be at. I don't want to say they're using the word psychic though, but I'm just saying this is that she knows where she's gonna be at all this time. But I'm just scratching my head. But it's just like that's a slight nitpick though. But I can let that slide though. But I'm just bringing it up because Jason Voorhees knowing how to teleport because how when Jason Takes Manhattan where it was that guy who was letting the lead girl drown, the older guy, like he sees him and he goes in this building. And Jason's way behind, and all of a sudden he's up there, teleported so he can throw the guy out the window. It's like that, So, yeah. And also another thing, when she was trying to when she was like trying to find suspects who could possibly be the killer is, there's another possibility that never occurs to her is that if she's trying to find suspects she's making a list of suspects who's trying to kill her, why not when she's doing have the whole montage of her trying to find who the killer is, why didn't you just like if you're like even one part where they're in a struggle in the fountain where the killer drowns her all the time, you could just reach or grab the mask off and pull it off and see who it is, just like that's you the whole time, okay, then I'll find out the next time when I die and then I'll know that's you then. But if they did that, then we would have no movie then. Because otherwise the movie would be over within like 5 minutes. So, of course, we couldn't do that, though. But it was always an idea that's just like, okay, if you're dying over and over, do you just think if when you're being stabbed or whatever, just quickly grab the mask off to see who the person is? But like I said, otherwise we would have no movie and the movie would be much shorter than it is, so... But of course I couldn't do that. And when she knows that she was a killer the whole time, so they fight. She shoves the cupcake in her mouth and kicks her out the window, and everything is fine. And then when she thinks she wakes up in the same dorm room again, which you think is again, but Carter says no, it's a prank. It's Tuesday because it was on a Monday. He's like, "Oh, you jerk," and all that. And the roommate just walks in. And is like, "Okay, I'm leaving." And also quite funny on the guy has a poster on his wall. He has a poster of John Carpenter's "They Live," which I thought that was kind of cool because John Carpenter's "They Live" that was Universal, so of course get the one that was made by the studio. But it was cool to see a poster of John Carpenter's "They Live" because I love "They Live," one of another John Carpenter favorite of mine. So. It was cool to see that poster. It's always good to see a good film from John Carpenter. They Live. Every time I see or mention They Live, it always comes up to Roddy Piper saying, "I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum." Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. But anyway, it was just cool to see that poster and then also to the moment where before that little prank happens where they're at the diner and the guy mentions, "Have you seen Groundhog Day?" with Bill Murray. She's like, "What's Groundhog Day?" So a person who never heard of Groundhog Day. Of course, I had to mention that because it's like Groundhog Day. Of course, they had to throw in a joke like that. But yeah, and yeah, I do like the film, but I do have nitpicks though. Like I said, ones but I can let that go because I had a good time seeing it because I like the interesting idea about it, and I like the character, what she's going through. But also, one thing is, I will say that I never did care for the babyface mask. I never thought it was. I think it's supposed to be an indication it's supposed to be scary or creepy, but I don't think it wasn't creepy or scary. I just thought it was a silly looking mask anyway. And I also think it was also the college's mascot as well. Get a better look right there. I never thought I thought it was a silly looking mask, a baby face mask. Really, the ghost face mask from Scream. I thought it was still much more scarier than this baby face mask. I just did not like the mask. I just thought it was a silly looking mask. And another thing, I think the thing should have been R rated because I know PG-13. A lot of these people, there's some PG-13 horror films that have been huge hits though, but I think they should put this as R rated because there was not that much blood and there was not a lot of blood in this film. I think they should have. It's for someone who's relived the same day over and over again. They should have gone more crazy with the kills. You know, it's being stabbed over and over again. I know it's supposed to be a slasher, but you could have got more crazy stuff like having her being impaled by something, like show like she's actually been impaled, or who knows, just like getting her head smashed in, or something like something gruesome like that. If you're someone that really lived the same day over and over again, they should have got more gruesome with the kills and should have made it R rated. So that's another big nitpick right there. They should have made it more bloody and more R rated and made it R rated. Otherwise, it could have been more gruesome because, like I said, you're taking a Groundhog Day idea, mixed in with a little bit of a slasher element. It should have been more gruesome with the kills and more bloody and should have been more R rated. And like I said, the babyface mask I thought was silly anyway. But other than that though, I still had fun with the film. And the Jessica Rothe, I thought she did a really great job in the film. And the film was a huge hit overall. It has a 6.5 on IMDb and has a surprisingly a 70% Rotten Tomatoes. So the film was received well critically. And I also forgot to mention that it was also a lot. It was like I said, the comedy stuff. There was humor in it though. And you get to one point where she's telling the guy about the really the same day, and they're in a diner, and she farts. Like he says, "Oh, what matter? You're not gonna remember it anyway." Like I said, I don't need to hear to see any of that stuff. Like I've said it over again. I don't like the fart jokes and all that stuff, so could just cut that out. And a lot of the humor, I didn't think it was overall that funny. I think. So I know it's supposed to be like Shaun of the Dead. That's a good mixture of horror and comedy though, but it's mostly comedy, but had some good elements of horror into it. I think that's a horror comedy that balanced it well. This though, I thought it was like the comedy was overall not that funny. So yeah, lack of comedy. Didn't think it was funny. The should have been R-rated, more gruesome. Go more forward with the gruesome of the kills. Really the same day over and over again. The babyface mask was silly. But overall, that doesn't all deviate the what I still had fun with the film. And the sequel, well, they have not released a trailer yet, but well, first of all, I did see the trailer when I did see Halloween, the new one, with my girlfriend, and I'll get to all that stuff though. But the trailer premiered on there, but why it's not on YouTube yet? Though I looked, but when I saw the trailer though. It's just because she wants to explore why they're living the same day over and over again, and the guy who's like the Asian guy who comes in when she's leaving, the opening of each day when she leaves the dorm room, the guy's like, oh hey, did you hit that vagina yet? That guy is gonna have more of a bigger part in that movie because he's also with the Tree and Carter, and also the same girl who plays her roommate as well. So. I guess that guy is gonna have more screen time than this film, and the director's coming back, and and it's being released next year on Valentine's Day. So I think that'll be another big hit because Valentine's Day, something like this, I probably see why it's being hit. And I also forgot to mention the score by Bear McCreary. This is the guy who did the score for The Walking Dead. The score by the Bear McCreary was not all that good, honestly. I just because the guy who did the score for The Walking Dead was overall not that good, I would say. That's another nitpick I also had to say. But other than that, though, yeah, I still like the film overall. I still do. Just for our lead character, the premise, and with how the character goes through the whole film, I still like the film. And I'll be interested. I'll be curious to check out the sequel, and it's called Happy Death Day to You, which Happy Birthday to You. I thought I did that was kind of funny though, but I'm sure it's gonna that thing's gonna die off really quickly because we'll get Happy Birthday to You. We all get it, yeah. But I'm curious to check out the sequel. Will I say it'd be as good as the first film? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. So so that's my review on Happy Death Day. I do like the film still, even though it has some drawbacks to it. I still like the film. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.